I wish you health, dear Ukrainians. Today, work continues in many of our regions after the Russian strike. Another Russian massive strike in their typical style, in fact, contrary to the diplomatic work that continues at various levels. There were more than 400 Russian drones, and a significant part of them were Shaheds. There were also almost 40 missiles of various types. A significant part of the Ukrainian soldiers managed to shoot down, but not all. It is important that Ukrainian diplomats, Ukrainian government officials, and the Ukrainian military, together with our partners, continue to work what really works: missiles for Patriots, missiles for IRIS-T, and for all other systems that we have. All this is needed virtually every day to protect life. That night, the Russians hit, including on objects on which the operation of nuclear power plants depends. This is security for Ukraine, and for our entire region, and for Europe. Today, the units of our Ukrainian nuclear power plants have reduced generation. One unit has automatically shut down. This is a level of strikes that no terrorist in the world has allowed himself. Russia must feel the answers of the whole world, all those who are truly interested in security. Russia must demonstrate that not only such strikes and war matter to them, but also ongoing negotiations that should yield results. I want to thank the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine, all our rescuers of the State Emergency Service of Ukraine, working utilities, as well as all energy companies, all public and private companies. Now everyone must work as smoothly as possible. I want to thank today everyone who works in this way, professionally and really, selflessly. Throughout our country, repair crews, emergency crews are involved, forces are involved in the territory, in fact, from the Volyn region to the border communities of Chernihiv and Kharkiv regions. And there is still a lot of work in Kyiv, in the Kyiv region, in the regions of central Ukraine, also in the Ivano-Frankivska region, in the Vinnytsia region and some of our other regions. I also instructed the government and the Ministry of Internal Affairs to provide all the necessary assistance to the Odesa region, assistance to the Mykolaiv region due to difficult weather conditions, severe temperature changes. Not just on the roads in the southern regions, in general for the communal sector. We need help. I also had a meeting today with the Minister of Defense of France. Madam Minister is on a visit to Ukraine. I informed about the consequences of today's strike. We discussed what is urgently needed for our resilience, for the defense of Ukraine. First of all, this is air defense, military aviation, joint work for defense, for strengthening Europe. I thank France for all the support provided. I will also be grateful for the implementation of what we talked about today. One more thing. There was a detailed conversation with our negotiating group after negotiations with both the Americans and in a trilateral format with the Russians. I believe that every meeting is important. Each meeting adds clarity to how and when the war can really end. For Ukraine and for the reliability of agreements in general, it is essential that there are security guarantees so that Russia does not return to Ukraine with a third invasion. Security guarantees are something that can really give more credibility to both the diplomatic process and the result that is needed. We are now working on the documents with which the guys returned, as well as on the schedule of further actions, further meetings, steps. I want to thank the team for their work, and in the coming days we will also work with the team to prepare for the next formats. I will also inform our partners in Europe about what is on the table and what are the prospects. Ukraine is interested in Europe being a participant in the processes. What we succeed in involving Europe, in taking into account the interests of Europe, all this is quite serious. We expect the same significant support from both Europe and America. I thank everyone in America who really wants peace, also from other partners in the world. We must all work together for real peace. Glory to Ukraine.